WCAU-TV Philadelphia. Now, Renee Chenault, Tim Lake, and John Polaris Weather. This is Channel 10 News.
I, William Jefferson Clinton, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
the torch passes, and the United States of America gets a new commander-in-chief. William Jefferson Clinton takes the oath of office and becomes the nation's 42nd president. Good afternoon and welcome to a special hour-long Inaugural Day edition of Channel 10 News. I'm Ken Matz.
And I'm Meg Grant. Tim's off today. Renee's in Washington for the inauguration.
It is one of the things that make our country so very special. The inauguration of a new president, William Jefferson Clinton, and the peaceful, orderly transition of power that other nations can only marvel. President-elect Clinton walked out into the brilliant sunlight and marched down the steps of the Capitol to the applause of tens of thousands of Americans. And then at 11:58, he took the oath of office from Supreme Court Chief Justice William Rehnquist to become our nation's 42nd president. There you see the president-elect, soon to be the president.
I, William Jefferson Clinton, do solemnly swear.
I, William Jefferson Clinton, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
That I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
And will to the best of my ability.
And will to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
What a moment. And certainly what a thrill it is for the people who are in Washington to watch. And of course our live team coverage begins right now in Washington.
Channel 10's Jane Robelo and Renee Chenault watch the exchange of power happening right before their eyes.
And so good afternoon, Jane and Renee.
Good afternoon, Meg, and you're absolutely right. What a thrill it is. Jane and I were right along the parade route when in just about an hour, President Clinton will make that pilgrimage from the Capitol to the White House. Now, of course, this is the day I think that many would say Bill Clinton has been in preparation for all of his life. But I don't really know if anyone can prepare for this scene out here, this sea of humanity. Now, of course, I've been here this morning, but Jane, you were over at the Capitol.
I started out at the Capitol this morning and actually was at the Capitol with photographer Kathy Johnson when Clinton and when Gore took the oath of office. It was an incredible spirit. I've never seen that many people assembled in one place, and I've never seen that crowd so quiet. You could hear a pin drop. You also walk along that parade route and you wonder, what would Clinton think seeing all of these faces? I guess we'll find out.
Exactly. And of course, the reaction to the speech that President Clinton gave just a short while ago, we have to make just a few comments about that. It was very concise, unlike past speeches that the president has delivered. He touched on a lot of the same issues that he talked about in his campaign, health care reform, of course, the economy. Why don't you take a listen to just one of the excerpts from that speech?
And so I say to all of you here, let us resolve to reform our politics so that power and privilege no longer shout down the voice of the people. Let us put aside personal advantage so that we can feel the pain and see the promise of America. Let us resolve to make our government a place for what Franklin Roosevelt called bold, persistent experimentation, a government for our tomorrows, not our yesterdays. Let us give this Capitol back to the people to whom it belongs.
Okay, and now, of course, on this historic day, Bill Clinton got a very early start, which seems to be pretty much the norm from him. He was briefed this morning at Blair House, and this will be what will happen for the next 4 years at least. Mr. Clinton departed his temporary home, Blair House, with wife Hillary and daughter Chelsea just after 8 o'clock.
Do you feel ready for this day? Do you feel ready for this day?
Together, they traveled to the Metropolitan AME Church, a landmark here in Washington. It was a stop on the Underground Railroad that brought freedom to those escaping from slavery, and today it again made history.
We are here to establish before the world that people can be brought together, and that highest and most difficult undertaking that can be known to the community of men and women can take place, that people can govern themselves.
A sometimes emotional Bill Clinton found it hard to hold back the tears during the moving hour-plus ceremony. From there, it was on to the White House for coffee with President and Mrs. Bush. And then together, the two families traveled to Capitol Hill. And that was certainly a historic moment. Now, of course, at Bill Clinton's side throughout the day has been Vice President Al Gore.
That's right. We'd like to forget about Gore. He's been very quiet, kind of staying out of the limelight, but he has been at Clinton's side all the time, being briefed by national security advisors, enjoying tender moments, and also enjoying the fanfare. And Vice President Gore was the first to take the oath of office today, about 20 till noon. Vice President Al Gore from Tennessee, becoming our 45th Vice President.
I, Albert Gore, Jr., do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully perform
that I will well and faithfully perform
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
The duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
And I know you will, Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. Justice.
The hundreds of thousands of people who came here were overwhelmed. This is a fantastic civic lesson, even for those of us who studied civics back in the 9th grade. But we also ran into some 9th graders today. They're students at Upper Marion Middle School. Came all the way up from the King of Prussia area. Came down last night. I said, well, what did you guys do last night? Okay. We just fooled around, got in trouble, but today it was quite the opposite. They spent their morning at the Russell Building, taking pictures of each other, meeting with their senators, and Senator Harris Wofford is one of the senators that they met with. This morning, Harris Wofford had his office open to the public. He was serving coffee and donuts and bagels with, I have to mention, Philadelphia cream cheese, of course. 14-year-old Matt Carafin of Ambler is a saxophonist. Senator Harris Wofford is not. But they share a moment on Capitol Hill that Matt will always remember.
Wow, I was pretty much awestruck, you know.
You think you might want to be a senator one of these days, Matt?
I don't know. I'm still in 9th grade.
Sheila Vance Lewis and her husband Chris are longtime friends of the senator, and they wanted to take this chance
to say hello, to share in the excitement of this moment. It's a great moment. We're sorry Harris isn't the vice presidential candidate, but we're delighted he's our senator.
Well, this is Harris Wofford's first inaugural as a senator of the United States. The first inaugural that he attended came many years before.
My first inaugural as a person was when I was 14 years old in 1940. I came down all by myself from a Republican family in a Republican district to see Franklin Delano Roosevelt's third-term inauguration.
When we first came in, there was Matt. What does it feel like to know that you might be his inspiration?
Good.
And he is great inspiration. Harris Wofford tells me that he thinks that that child in him is still here in Washington. I also have to tell you that there were a flood of people in that office this morning. He took time, had his picture taken with everyone, and I'm sure that that was a special moment for all of Harris Wofford's constituents.
You say a flood of people. That seems to be the rule everywhere you look. Now, when we come back just a little bit later in the broadcast, we're going to tell you about the Delaware Valley connection in a performance last night that, believe it or not, has something to do with the king of rock and roll. All right, but that's it for now. We go back to you in Philadelphia. Reporting live from my colleague Jane Robelo, I'm Renee Chenault. Ken, Meg?
Okay, Renee, we can't wait for the king.
Looks great down there. I'm glad to see so many kids as well.
And sunshine. That's the other night.
Very good. See you later.
See you later, guys.
Of course, today's inauguration is the talk around any town today.
It certainly includes speculating about what kind of President Clinton is going to be.
Well, let's go live to Channel 10's Luann Kahn in Mayfair, where people are talking. Luann?
Hi, Luann.
Of course, they're absolutely talking because, of course, this is where Clinton came the day before he was elected. Thousands of people came to shake his hand. And, in fact, since then, the Mayfair has been running their own videotape of the occasion. They run it all the time for everyone to see. And here behind the cash register, I don't know if you can see, we've got all sorts of pictures of when Clinton was here. They have so many, they keep rotating them. And quite a few people came here today to kind of celebrate the occasion and watch the inauguration. One of them was Rita Mork, who's in that picture right there.
He seemed so personable to everybody, and you feel like you really met him, and he was interested in what you had to say.
And now, when you see him?
Thrilling.
Still reeling from the notion that he was here the day before the election. So it's exciting for us, you know. Kind of feel like in a small way we were a part of it.
What we've been waiting for since he was here. You know what, Joe Wade, I remember you weren't supporting him.
Well, when I saw him, man, yeah.
He changed him up.
He was so impressive. Yeah. I feel like where he sat, and like I want to sit where he sat. It's exciting that he comes around like by here.
He's got a special way of touching your heart. We were all crying.
It really was emotional for some folks here, and the owner just told me something interesting. Normally, I don't know if you can see where I'm sitting, there are a lot of empty seats, and this just doesn't happen at the Mayfair Diner at lunch. It just doesn't happen, and the owner is convinced that everyone around here has stayed home for the inauguration. He says, when this is over, get over here and come have lunch. Come on back. Live from the Mayfair Diner, Luann Kahn, Channel 10 News. Matt, Meg.
Okay, thanks, Lou. Well, at least Luann can have a cup of coffee.
Maybe she can bring something back a little bit later for us. I'm told we have a picture now of Air Force One, apparently on the tarmac. Yes, there it is. It's getting ready to leave from Andrews Air Force Base. That has on board former President George Herbert Walker Bush. And he is en route to Texas to a temporary residence, I'm told, because, as you recall, his permanent residence was listed as a hotel room in Texas, and a new house is under construction there. Of course, he still has the one up there in Kennebunkport, but he's going to a temporary residence now, all packed up, and he is now leaving Washington, Air Force One, getting ready to take off from Andrews Air Force Base.
And you can imagine this has been a trying day, difficult day in many ways.
Difficult day for him, yes.
Okay, well, a very special group from New Jersey also taking part in the inaugural festivities in Washington today. The Burlington County Special Services School District Band. Now, Channel 10's Terry Ruggles has the story of these young people who are physically challenged but still making a very big showing in Washington. Hi, Terry.
You're 100% right, Meg. They're physically, mentally, emotionally challenged, but they are just higher than a kite today. These are people that have perception problems, reading problems, maybe wheelchair bound. Burlington County has a really good facility to work with these people and help them, make it through their lives and to do things that are constructive. Right now, they are constructing rings that they're going to put out for that band that's down in Washington that will be marching in the parade and will be back tomorrow. This is my friend Mark. Now, Mark, you were telling me that you were really proud that that band went down there. Why?
Because I'm glad my school has gotten chosen out of all the rest.
You only went out of New Jersey, right?
Right.
Only went out of South Jersey, at least.
Right.
So what were you telling me, that this school usually didn't get chosen for those kind of things?
No, because of all our disabilities of some of our kids.
So you're a proud guy today,
yes,
huh?
Sir.
You're really happy about this? Tell me about these chains. You're going to put these up all over the trees and
all over the school. See if we can get it, make it.
Okay, these people are all very happy that their band is down there. Kenny here is an alternate in the band. Didn't get to go this year, but you're hoping to make it for
next year.
Next year for something in Washington, huh?
Yes.
Now, Ken, we were talking about if you could see Mr. Clinton, if he'd walk through the door right now, what would you like to tell him? What would you say to Mr. Clinton?
Either I would say, Mr. Clinton, I hope you would do a good job at being the president.
Mm-hmm.
I hope to get to see you someday. I want to meet you. Other than that, do a good job.
Okay, well, everybody's hoping that Bill Clinton does a good job, and they're hoping their band does a good job. The band will be on about 3:15 this afternoon on television and back here tomorrow. Reporting live from Burlington County, I'm Terry Ruggles. Meg?
Okay, thanks, Terry.
I can see all that hard work out there. You know, students around the country are taking the day off, though, from classes to watch today's inaugural ceremonies. Channel 10's John Blunt is live in Northern Liberties with students at the Bodine School on International Affairs. John, what's happening?
Got to tell you, the students were in social studies and world geography today watching the presidential speech. Let me tell you, they have opinions, and there's some strong ones. Chris behind me has his. We'll go to him in a minute. Sebastian is from France, out of Republic. Sebastian, what did you think of the inauguration?
It's a very interesting things and amazing things because we don't know that in France. We don't have a special day for the inauguration of president, and that's very interesting and very historical.
Yeah, Lisa, your parents were from Vietnam.
Yeah.
So did they follow it very closely? Did you follow it very closely?
The election?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I saw the whole day today in
What do you
class.
think?
I thought it was great. I mean, the speech was very good because he wrote himself, and I think it's how it should be, because it's his day. So I think he should express it by himself, and his words were really good.
Serena, what about you? You saw the speech. Are you hopeful about the future?
I'm hopeful about the future because I think America needs a change.
That's a pretty good answer right there, Alicia. What did you think?
I thought it was very inspiring. I think after 12 years of Republicans, that it's time for Democrats in the White House, and I think this has given us hope for the future.
We have more comments to come later in this broadcast right here, especially from Chris. So live at Bodine High School for International Affairs, John Blood, Channel 10 News.
Well, you're really building
Sounds like
Chris
Alicia's going to have a job with the Clinton administration, too. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, John. Well, that's our inauguration coverage for right now. But coming up a little bit later in this broadcast, much more from Renee and from Jane live down in Washington.
And then at 2 o'clock, live CBS coverage of the inauguration parade. We're going to cover that right up until 4 o'clock.
And then stay with Channel 10 as Jane and Renee continue live coverage from Washington at 5:30, at 6, and again at 11 o'clock. It's complete inauguration coverage right here on Channel 10, where, of course, you are our focus.
And there is other news that we're keeping track of when Meg and I come right back on this special edition of the Channel 10 News. Gunfire erupts along the Schuylkill Expressway. A fatal shooting that leaves a motorist dead.
And also he's been called Dr. Suicide, and Jack Kevorkian does it again. Another doctor-assisted suicide in Michigan. The Channel 10 News continues.
If you've been injured in an automobile accident, why pay your lawyer 40%, 1/3, or even 30% of your recovery? If we handle and settle your claim without litigation, our fee is only 22%, about half of a 40% fee. Here at the Professional Lawyers Group, we have over 50 years combined experience in handling personal injury matters. Our goal is to get you the quickest and best settlement, the 22% solution. Call 1-800-7-LEGAL-7 now, 24 hours a day. 1-800-7-LEGAL-7.
Alien 3 is now on home video, and you can get this free Alien 3 cap when you buy a specially priced, previously viewed copy of Alien 3. Experience 3 times the suspense, 3 times the terror, and 3 times the action. Alien 3, available now for rent, rated R, or experience it forever. Buy a previously viewed copy and get this Alien 3 cap free. Shipping and handling extra. Check your participating video store for details. Available at West Coast Video, Philadelphia.
A high-speed drive-by shooting on the Schuylkill Expressway. Gunfire rings out and a woman is dead. Police say the shooting took place at the Girard ramp going westbound about 1 in the morning. They're questioning Darrell Johnson, the driver of this car, for allegedly pulling up next to another car with 2 passengers inside. Johnson's wife, 26-year-old Darlene Johnson, and her male friend.
At this time, our husband pulls up. He's got like a blue Oldsmobile, and he opens fire with a .380 automatic. Shoots her right through the window. She's subsequently taken to the hospital, pronounced dead. Her husband is currently in custody, and we expect to charge him later.
Police say the motive was a domestic dispute. They expect to charge Johnson with murder. And in the southern part of York County, reports that a 12-year-old boy was shot in school yesterday by another student. Police say it happened at the Clearview Elementary School in Collinsville, but they aren't saying what led up to the shooting. They're looking for a 14-year-old boy. The 12-year-old is in the hospital, but not in critical condition.
And in Philadelphia, officials are investigating an early morning fire in Northern Liberties that's left one man this noon fighting for his life. Channel 10 cameras on the scene near 6th and Master Streets. Firefighters pulled an unidentified man, apparently a vagrant, from the 3-story row house, which was thought to have been vacant. He's in guarded condition at this hour.
Dr. Jack Kevorkian, also known as Dr. Suicide, has done it again. Dr. Kevorkian's attorney says his client helped a man commit suicide. He's identified as cancer patient, 53-year-old Jack Miller, Michigan. This is the 9th such suicide assisted by Dr. Kevorkian and the first of 1993.
And when Ken and I come right back on the Channel 10 News, new benefits associated with taking the birth control pill. It may help prevent a killer form of cancer. We'll be right back.
Sometimes I wish I could have been a grandmother to my own kids. Grandmothers don't get back talk. We get hugs. We tell stories, give out lollipops. And when you're a grandmother, you've got time for an uninterrupted cup of coffee.
It's nice to have the time to appreciate the smooth, rich taste of Sanka coffee.
And after the little ones give me all that joy, they go home.
Sanka, everything you love about coffee.
This
This week at Acme, treat yourself to the quality of famous Lancaster brand Top Round London Broil. Buy one, get one free. Stay trim with all natural Breyer's yogurt, 4 for just $1. Pick up 3 or 4 bottles of Coke, 2-liter, only 89 cents each. And for mealtime convenience, save 50% off all Encore frozen entrees. Stock up and save today.
Check it out, Acme style, check it out.
Mom, my new leotard!
Oh, what happened? It must have been when I braked for the pothole. It looked like the grape juice exploded.
And the ballet's tomorrow.
Honey, we'll get it out. But I thought it was hopeless. I just bought this Tide, so I crossed my fingers and threw it in.
Tide with bleach alternative for Tide cleaning and bleach-like whitening. This liquid detergent gets it this white, but Tide with bleach alternative gets it whiter.
And Jenny looked perfect.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide.
When you see news, call 1-800-TIP-WCAU. Shoot it with your home video camera and call 1-800-TIP-WCAU.
First, Buick was the talk of the show.
I wanted something unique, and I saw the Buick Skylark, and I said, wow, that's my car.
Now Buick's the talk of the town during your Better Buick Dealers Auto Show Savings Spectacular.
I felt the Buick was the best buy for the money.
Get tremendous savings on a special shipment of new Buicks, including LeSabre, America's best-selling full-size car.
And I really feel like the value you get from Buick is just tops.
Experience Buick quality and value at your Better Buick dealer.
In our Channel 10 Health Watch today, some mixed signals about high blood pressure. Researchers in Minnesota say that African Americans, the elderly, and people with hypertension often are given the wrong advice that salty foods cause high blood pressure. They say that these groups may in fact appear to be salt sensitive, but really are prone to fluctuations in blood pressure anyway. In short, salt may have nothing to do with their high blood pressure. And doctors at Stanford University report a host of beneficial side effects from taking birth control pills. They say that taking the pill can help protect women from ovarian cancer. They say that having several children and breastfeeding also lower the risk of ovarian cancer. And news today that many doctors may be performing cesarean sections to protect themselves against the risk of future lawsuits. The study offers little explanation for the findings, but say that the chances of a woman having a C-section goes up with the number of lawsuits filed against the obstetrician. Critics of the study, though, say that C-sections are done not for fear of lawsuits, but rather for emergencies and other medical reasons.
Well, Meg, there is one cesarean section that's making big news in Buffalo, New York. Doctors performed the operation on a 41-year-old grandmother. Deborah Williams Rivers says she was more shocked to find out she was pregnant than she was when she learned she was having triplets. The 2 girls and 1 baby boy were all born just minutes apart today. Rivers is doing fine, and her newborns are being closely monitored because of low birth weights. On this Inauguration Day, there are some startling presidential health facts. Of the 14 presidents from Grover Cleveland through George Bush, half of them covered up their medical ills. Among them, a century-old President Cleveland had a secret operation, that is, removing part of a cancerous jaw. In 1919, Woodrow Wilson suffered a massive stroke, the severity covered up until years after his death. And Dwight Eisenhower reportedly had 2 unreported heart attacks before his major attack in 1955. A retired Indiana University history professor has written a book about presidential ills and says the only way the president can be truly accountable is for his personal physician to be confirmed by the Senate, much the way his cabinet members are.
I think this would put the individuals on notice that a lie is not a good solution to a health problem.
For the record, Bill Clinton's medical ailments seem to be limited to allergies and occasional throat problems, which cause him to lose his voice. Philadelphia Flyers superstar Eric Lindros in court this morning in Ontario, Canada, to face charges of assaulting a woman in a bar. We have pictures of Lindros returning to Philadelphia after being charged last month. In court this morning, the woman charged that Lindros elbowed her while on the dance floor and poured a pitcher of beer on her. Lindros denies the incident. Channel 10's Dave Culbreth is in Ontario. He'll have a full report on the Channel 10 News this evening. In the Channel 10 look at people in the news, Woody Allen wins the right to resume visits with his 5-year-old son while his custody battle continues with longtime lover Mia Farrow. Both Allen and Farrow have also agreed to resume therapy for their 7-year-old adopted daughter he is accused of abusing. Doctors in New Haven are trying to determine whether the 7-year-old had been molested as suggested by Farrow. And country star Dolly Parton celebrates her 47th birthday in style. Martin is on a birthday getaway vacation, but talked to callers on a Tennessee radio station. Among those who called to wish her a happy 47th, Bob Hope, Chet Atkins, and actor James Woods.
You know, do you ever wish that somebody would just stand up and laugh out loud at some of those crazy headlines in the supermarket tabloids? Well, somebody just did. First, take a look. Here's the headline in the tabloid, The News of the World, about a werewolf that supposedly went on a rampage in Mobile County, Alabama, trashing police cars and injuring 7 officers. Great story, huh? Except that it's news to the Mobile County Police.
First of all, to my knowledge, to the knowledge of Chief Johnson, we do not have a werewolf. We do not have a werewolf in custody. We do not have officers who have been injured, and especially we do not have police cars that have been damaged by a werewolf.
Well, the tabloid, though, says that the werewolf is hidden someplace in a secret lair in Mobile County. Police say, don't count on it. What better way to teach kids the value of first aid than to learn it with a best friend? Well, kindergartners in Kansas City got first-hand first aid instruction using their teddy bears to practice with. Nurses from a nearby hospital are teaching children how to react to emergency situations. The nurses say that Teddy really helps to bring the message. Tide first.
Introducing ultra-intensified new Ultra-Liquid Tide. With a little help from Tide, even dryer set-in stains disappear without a trace.
Hey, it's really clean. If I'd have known about this Tide stuff, you wouldn't have known about the grass stains.
New Ultra-Intensified Liquid Tide. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide. When you run out of Ultra-Liquid Tide, don't throw it away. Fill her up with a new Ultra-Liquid Tide refill. You're using less plastic. Less plastic is good for everyone, and saving money is good for you.
He protects all living things in the forest, but he can't do it alone. Please don't play with matches. I never, ever forget the words of Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
I'm proud to be part of the long line of head bakers at Thomas's English Muffins. I'm carrying on a tradition of making sure that folks are getting English muffins in a whole bunch of